I'm Ashley Kyle.
And I'm Bob Spicer.
And this is your Lake of the Ozarks news update, brought to you by Lake TV and LakeExpo.com and sponsored by Old Kinderhook Golf Resort and Yacht Club Power Sports.
And today we're going to be talking about smoke rising from the ground in CAMDENTON.
Trouble in a local school district.
A new app to help keep you walking the straight and narrow.
High school football with William Holtz.
A new parade coming to Osage Beach this fall, and much more.
Plus, we'll look at events coming to the lake this weekend. All that after a word from Old Kinderhook Golf Resort.
Old Kinderhook at Lake of the Ozarks has everything for your getaway in one convenient location, featuring a Tom Weiskopf designed golf course. The Trophy Room offers a unique dining experience with an amazing view serving breakfast, lunch, and casual dining. Old Kinderhook is your perfect stay and play destination, offering nightly and weekly accommodations, marina facilities, a luxurious spa, and an event space to host a variety of different occasions. Discover your place at the lake. Call for 2014 rates and information, or visit us online.
Smoke will rise from houses and holes in the ground this week, but the city of CAMDENTON says don't be alarmed. It's just part of a citywide sewer test. The test will check sewer infrastructure in the southwest quadrant of the city using white smoke to look for breaks and defects in the system. You might see it coming from vent stacks on houses or from holes in the ground, and that's okay. The city says it's non-toxic, odorless, and poses no fire hazard. However, if you see it coming from your drains or pipes, that might indicate you have a plumbing issue and you should contact the city immediately. CAMDENTON is also advising businesses and residents to pour a gallon of water into their floor drains before the testing begins. And of course, if you see smoke coming from somewhere else, well, that just might be a real fire and you should contact authorities.
A CAMDENTON school district employee could be facing felony charges after the district says an internal theft has occurred. District officials aren't saying how much money was missing, but a source familiar with the incident claims it could be up to $250,000. The investigation is ongoing, so the CAMDENTON Police Department hasn't released the name of the employee suspected of this crime. If that suspect is found guilty, it would be a Class B felony and could carry the penalty of between 5 and 15 years in prison. We'll keep you updated on the developments on that one.
Ebola may be an unlikely guest at Lake of the Ozarks, but local health and emergency personnel are taking precautions and making sure protocols are in place just in case. Paul Harris is the Emergency Preparedness Coordinator at Lake Regional Hospital, and he says the hospital is learning lessons from the response to the virus in Dallas, Texas. Dispatchers throughout the area will begin asking callers who report respiratory problems a series of questions about their recent travels or potential exposure. The hospital has also established protocols for the frontline staff working in the ER and at urgent care clinics and primary care locations to identify patients at risk for the virus.
Not everyone is on board with the new name for the CAMDENTON Airport, formerly the CAMDENTON Memorial Airport. The City Board of Aldermen recently voted to change the name to CAMDENTON Lake of the Ozarks Regional Airport. That decision was made to help guide more pilots who are planning a trip to Lake of the Ozarks, but some in the community say the airport should not have dropped the word memorial, which was meant to honor military veterans. A possible compromise may be the construction of a marker recognizing the original name, though the board has yet to vote on that particular issue.
The LAURIE mayor and trustees have been working to cut expenses and curb spending, and those efforts appear to be paying off. The city had a positive cash flow of more than $68,000 in September. That's good news after weak August numbers resulted from lower sales tax revenues. For 2014, LAURIE is slightly ahead on revenues compared to last year. The city said it's been trying to save money and boost income by selling property and doing some of its excavation work in-house with a backhoe purchased earlier this year.
And as city revenues expand, LAURIE's also looking to growing its infrastructure by building some sidewalks. Ron Holst is a member of the LAURIE Enhancement Committee, and he says the city could receive a grant from MoDOT to pay for 80% of the cost for a proposed sidewalk project. That project would come in several phases, and the board approved starting the smallest one next year, agreeing for a budget of $20,000, which would be about 20% of the total goal. That phase would build about 1,200 feet of sidewalk along Highway 5 at Porter's Building Center. The city is still working on getting easements for a longer portion that would go through the city park.
There ought to be a law against that. Have you ever said it or wondered if maybe there already is a law? A new smartphone app can help you find out pretty quickly for several local cities. CAMDENTON is the newest in the Lake area to make its city code available on the E-Code Search app. It's accessible for Android and Apple devices and offers a pretty simple interface to search for laws in your city. Locally, you can look up laws in Eldon, Lake Ozark, Osage Beach, and CAMDENTON. Just search for E-Code in the App Store and it's a free download.
There's a new parade coming to town. Osage Beach will host its first annual Veterans Parade on Saturday, November 8th, beginning at 10:30 a.m. The parade is the weekend before Veterans Day, and it'll focus on honoring U.S. military veterans, obviously. It starts at Osage Beach City Hall, proceeds just a little over a mile down Osage Beach Parkway, ends at the Elks Lodge, and there'll be food and drinks for you there. And if you would like to sign up to be in the parade, visit the city website or call City Hall. Coming up, sports with William Holtz, and we'll take a look at Halloween hotspots and other events coming to the Lake of the Ozarks this weekend. That's after a message from Yacht Club Power Sports, and we'll be right back.
It's time to have some fun on land with Can-Am ATVs and side-by-sides available at Yacht Club Power Sports of Osage Beach. New and used models available. Come and check out the all-new models to get you ready for the fall. Yacht Club Power Sports is the only authorized Can-Am dealer at the Lake of the Ozarks. Have some serious fun with the Can-Am Maverick Max or check out the Outlander 1000 XMR. Stop by Yacht Club Power Sports, your Can-Am and Sea-Doo provider of mid-Missouri.
I'm William Holtz with Lake TV Sports, and this is your high school football weekend in review. With the regular season now behind us, we entered Friday night with one thing in common for all 5 of our Lake area teams: win or go home. It was that simple, and for 2 of the teams we cover, they're doing just that, going home, while the other 3 of our teams will have to put their trick-or-treating plans on hold this year and focus on playoff football Halloween night. The Eldon Mustangs lost to Fulton 65-28 in the opening round of the playoffs in Fulton. The Mustangs end the season riding a 4-game losing streak and finished with a dismal mark of just 3-7. However, Shannon Jolly's squad will be eager to get the offseason underway as they look ahead towards the 2015 campaign. The 2014 team says goodbye to just 2 seniors, meaning the Mustangs will return virtually everyone. Eldon should be locked and loaded heading into the 2015 season, a season that promises to be a prosperous one for Shannon Jolly and the Mustang faithful. Eldon wasn't the only team that didn't advance into the next round of the playoffs Friday. In Lake TV's Game of the Week, we traveled to Riley Field in California and witnessed the California Pintos improve to 10-0 on the season. They beat Versailles by a score of 56-7. That game was the final one for the 2014 Tigers as well as their senior class. They finished with a mark of 1-9 on the year and will look to build going into Brock Silver's 3rd season at the helm. California, the 2nd-ranked team in Missouri, started slow but finished fast. The Pintos got 3 rushing touchdowns, well over 150 rushing yards, and 2 touchdown passes from senior standout quarterback Jaden Barr. He now has 20 rushing scores and 17 through the air on this season, and both of his touchdown passes in that game went to wideout Drew Norton, who now has 15 on the year. Walker Bogart, recipient of Lake TV's Player of the Game, took both of his touches on offense and a punt return on special teams all the way to the house for a total of 3 scores on the night. He also added an interception on defense for what was just a dream night for the young man. California continues their 2014 chase for the state championship this Friday when they welcome the Southern Boone Eagles into Riley Field. Following Southern Boone's 40-26 win over Owensville Friday, the Eagles will be riding a 4-game winning streak entering that game. Kickoff is set for 7. Southern Boone is not alone in teams that are playing their best football of the year as of late. The Osage Indians won their 8th game of the year. They hosted Springfield Catholic Friday, but were anything but gracious host. The Indians squandered an early 14-0 lead as Springfield Catholic scored 14 unanswered points to tie the game, but that's as close as Springfield Catholic would get. Following that tie, the Indians racked off 41 unanswered points and won by the final of 55-14. Quarterback Austin Riley threw 4 touchdowns, 2 to Colin Samuelson. Samuelson, who's Riley's favorite targets, really turned it on the last couple of weeks for the Indians. He finished the night with 5 grabs for 114 yards and 2 scores. Jacob Ulmer that is, topped 100 yards on the ground and added 2 scores, one on his legs and the other via reception. The Indians will head into the Class 3 District 6 semifinals to play the Ava Bears Friday night. That's a team that hasn't lost in nearly 2 months and will enter the game sporting a 9-1 record. With Indians and Bears involved in a matchup on Halloween night, that's a game that promises to be a thriller. Winner in that one will move on to play in the district championship November 7th. The Camdenton Lakers will be coming off a first-round bye Friday and featured in Lake TV's Game of the Week. The Lakers will play host to the ROLLA Bulldogs, a team they've already defeated this season by a score of 58-28 during Week 6 of the regular season. ROLLA is coming off a dominating 50-7 win over the Yellow Jackets in Lebanon. Bulldog head coach Willie Howard is eager for Friday's game, as his Bulldogs will get an opportunity to avenge that Week 6 blowout defeat that Camdenton handed them. Coach Howard feels his Bulldog team is a much different team than the one that lost to Camdenton earlier this year. Winner of that one will advance the district championship on November 7th. Camdenton's going to enter that game looking to position themselves to win the district title for the 4th consecutive year under the direction of head coach Jeff Shore. And don't worry, folks, if you can't make it out to Bob Shore Stadium, you don't have to miss a minute of the action, as that game can be seen live this Friday, Halloween night, right here on Lake TV. You can tune into Como Channel 90, Charter Cable Channel 197, or mylaketv.com. Don't miss that broadcast, folks, as Lake TV welcomes Hall of Fame radio broadcaster Mike Bissell to the booth to call the game with me. Mike and I will hit the air with the Burger Smokehouse pregame show at 6:45 with kickoff set for 7. With Lake TV Sports, I'm William Holtz. I thank you for watching, and I'll hope to catch you at Bob Shore Stadium this Friday night.
If you need to take hunter's education before deer season, now's your chance. The Conservation Department will offer a skills session in Brumley this Thursday, October 30th from 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. That will be at the Fire Station, 202 Lions Club Road. If you were born after 1966, you have to take a hunter safety course before you hunt in Missouri, unless you own enough acreage to get a landowner's permit. To register for the course, visit the Department of Conservation's website.
Local churches and community organizations will host Halloween and Harvest Festival events this weekend, and at Hy-Vee, the annual Walk on the Rocks is back. For $2, kids get to walk through the parking lot maze and collect candy, and all the money raised benefits Dream Factory. The event will run on Friday from 4 to 7 p.m.
And if you want to trick or treat among a ruined castle, check out Ha Ha Haunt. That's at Ha Ha Tonka's Castle on Friday night from 5 to 8 p.m. The castle trail will be decorated at the ruins. Participants can get a treat bag, make a s'more, and get a cup of hot chocolate. There will be games and crafts too. The event is free and open to the public.
Tunnel Dam Garden Center's Haunted Maze and Hayride's back with plenty of spooky twists and turns on Friday and Saturday night. Admission's $5 per carload. And the maze and the hayride are open from 7 to 11 p.m.
The Lake Wine Trail Holiday Pairings event is coming to the Landing on Main Street in Osage Beach on Saturday from 1 to 5 p.m. Admission is $10, and you'll get a souvenir wine glass along with the chance to taste from 5 local wineries. Enjoy the holiday foods paired with the wines and listen to live music by Samaria Grace. The event is a fundraiser for the Central Missouri Food Bank.
And on Monday, November 3rd, the Newcomers Longtimers will partner with the Lake Ozark Marine Corps League in a program at Osage Middle School entitled Respect for Our Flag. The Marine Corps League will present the colors. Students will be taught about the traditions and respecting the American flag. And by the way, each of them will get a flag of their own.
That wraps up this week's Lake of the Ozarks News Update. I'm Ashley Kyle.
And I'm Bob Spicer. Thanks for watching us on Charter Cable Channel 197.
Como Connect Channel 90.
And of course, anytime, anywhere, 24/7 on mylaketv.com. And we'll see you next time.
Welcome to Lake of the Ozarks. You're watching Lake TV, your visitor information station, on Charter Cable Channel 197 and Como Connect Channel 90, or from anywhere at mylaketv.com. Stay tuned to Lake TV to get all the latest on activities and attractions, events, entertainment, boating, outdoors, shopping, lake history, and dining at Lake of the Ozarks.